Hey folks, my name's Chris Wessel. Today we're going to be tying a fly pattern called the Clan Chief. Admittedly, I've never fished this pattern before, but I've looked it over a couple times in a pattern book that I have, and I'm really looking forward to trying it. So without further ado, let's get on into it. Alright, today for our Clan Chief, we are going to be using a size 6 Sprite all-purpose dry. Nice little strong hook. There we go. And we're going to start off with our thread, which we're going to be using the Textreme Power Thread. Really strong, small stuff. And we're going to bring our thread back right to the bend on this. Right about there. So for our tag, we're going to be using some flat tinsel in a silver. You're seeing the gold side of this now, but I tend to flip mine over. No, I was wrong. Alright, that's alright. I'll just go the other way with it, and then it'll be silver. Full disclosure, I don't work the best with these smaller flies with lots of ingredients on them, and that's my own fault. I've kind of shied away from them, so I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that's going to be kind of cringing watching this. Our next, for the tail on this fly, it calls for yellow under a red floss, and we're going to use Uni-Stretch for this because I find it just looks a little bit thicker than any floss I have right now. So you can put them in one at a time, or you can just stack them on top of each other. We're going to try just put them in on top of each other now, and that's a win. Alright, and we're going to shorten that up. That's perfect. Alright, now, so we're going to be tying everything in the back of this fly because everything's going to stop at the first of the fly, up near the eye. So we're going to put on our ribbing now too, which we're using an extra small Vivus today. And we're just going to tuck that back to our material holder. Alright, so this pattern calls for hackle right up through the body, a palmered hackle, and it calls for 2 colors. So I'm going to tie in from the tips, reusing a rooster saddle, and in a black and a red or scarlet. So tie in the black first, just kind of trim that head a bit, or sorry, the stem tip. I'll tuck that away. You're going to want to look for hackles that are roughly the same, or with my preference on this, if you can't really find them similarly the same, I would go with a longer black and a shorter red or scarlet. And just because I don't think that the red needs to be more prominent than the black, it's going to show up well anyway where it's a bright color. So for our last ingredient here, we're going to be putting on this actual pattern calls for seal dubbing. I'm not a big fan of seal dubbing myself. I know it looks really great. I know fish is great. You don't need to convince me, but I'm just going to go with super fine. And I'm not going to go crazy with the body here. I'm going to leave lots of room near the front of this fly because I'm going to put a little bit of a collar on this, so I'm just trying to pull some of this back. we go. All right, we're good so far. So I wind these hackles together at the same time, and I just kind of splay them out. And till we get up to this part, we're going to be making our wraps fairly sparse. You know, I want to try something here because those feathers are not pointing in the direction I really want them to. So I'll try spinning the other way, see if that makes a difference. And it's not gonna, so I'll go back to the way I feel comfortable. Sorry, guys. So yeah, we tied in from the tip of the feather. I think I had started talking about this earlier, because we want the fibers to go from shorter to longer if that's the way your feather is looking. So we're going to stop ourselves here. We're going to leave ourselves that room up there. Don't cut off these feathers. Now we're going to bring up our ribbing, and you're kind of trying to wiggle that ribbing through your hackle, trying not to trap too much. Oof, that looks terrible. Alright, you can cut off your excess oval, and so don't worry too much about these fibers back here because we're going to take care of that when we finish this fly. We're going to bring our thread up to where the head's going to be, and now we're going to start doing a few closer wraps. Oh my, you get a lot of trap fibers here. Let's try that. Alright, and we're going to tie that off. Alright, so looks terrible. We're going to try to pretty it up now a bit. So all I'm doing is pulling those fibers back, and we're trying to trap them under the thread so they're pointing towards the back of the fly. The nice thing about this small thread is that I can get away with quite a few wraps before it starts bulking up too much. And that's the look I want it to go for. Alright. So, not a lot of experience with this pattern. This is the Clan Chief. Before I cut that, I think I'm going to look on your side. Yeah, no, that's good. A little bit of thread hanging down there, that's alright. And we're just going to come in and put a tiny bit of head cement on for our first coat, and I'll likely come back over this with one or two more coats, leave a nice shiny head on it. Yeah, so Clan Chief, guys. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. It definitely helps me out. And if you're not really comfortable doing that, that's fine too. Just happy to have you along for the ride. Until next time, take care.